What's up, Dream Media family? This is Zach. Welcome back to another episode. Today, we're out here at my personal home here in Colorado. And this project that we're about to get started on has been a long time overdue. Unfortunately, I'm always checking out y'all's amazing projects all around the country and not really giving my own home some TLC. But today, I'm going to be overhauling this entire system. As you guys can see, there is nothing in this room right now. I cleared it out intentionally so that I could do a few things. I wanted to take the room from nothing to something and show a, before and after of the room. But also, I wanted to discuss acoustics. And I'm going to make a separate video on this and break down all the different little things that I'm using in the space that aren't necessarily acoustic panels that are still going to allow us to achieve better acoustics in this space. So, guys, welcome to my formal living room. If you would like to purchase anything home theater related for your home, keep in mind, Dream Media, we are home theater specialists, but we do everything that you need electronic related for your home. Whether it's whole home audio, outdoor entertainment, or a dedicated home cinema, we have you covered with preferred installers in 28 different states, as well as our Dream Media Plus program, which is nationwide, and you can shop online at our online store. All right, guys, let's get into this video. Welcome back, Dream Media family. So, this particular room right here has some serious obstacles to overcome. First of all, acoustics are going to be an absolute nightmare. Follow me back here into this space and just listen to how bad, how horrendous my voice is. It is very, very bad. The reverb is terrible. I mean, we have hardwood floors and we have hardwood ceilings and then we have glass. Pretty much the absolute worst case scenario whenever we're talking about sound quality, right? So in today's video, we're going to be installing the complete surround system and also addressing the acoustics in the space. I'm going to be going over that in depth in a separate micro video, giving you guys inspiration as to things that you can do in your own home. These aren't products that we sell here at Dream Media. This is just free advice, guys. In addition to that, I'd like to go over all of the wiring that's currently in the space. So come up here to the front of the room. As you guys can see, this is where the television is going to be mounted. And we do have a outlet right here, as well as all of our low voltage wiring over here. We have 3 speaker wires coming in for a passive soundbar. So we're going to be hooking up our RBH 8400, and that has a dedicated left, a dedicated right, and a center speaker. It's important that you have individual lines ran for each individual speaker within this one soundbar because it is acting as a dedicated left, a dedicated right, and a center speaker. In addition to that, up here above the TV, we have coaxial cable, which can be used for like a cable box. We're bypassing that. I actually did have them throw up the cable box here initially when we moved in just to get us up and running, but now that has been relocated down to our rack. And what we're going to be using is something called a balun. So if you're not familiar with baluns, guys, what it allows us to do is essentially convert the signal to anything that we want. Whether it's like a digital to analog converter, or in this case, a Cat6 to HDMI converter, we have all different types of baluns to work with that allow us to extend a signal over a significant distance and then achieve our desired output on the other end. In this case, what we want to do is get our HDMI signal from our Marantz Cinema 30 that is going to live over here in our rack over to out of our AVR into our television. What we're going to be doing is using that cat cable to convert our signal over to HDMI. In addition to that, our Balun is solving another problem, which is IR control. We're going to take an IR sensor. The Balun will automatically convert the signal to HDMI and also have an IR out sensor so that we can control our television. All right, so that's our front sound stage. All of our front speakers are going to be right up here on the mantle. And then as you can see, we have additional terminations that were put in by the builder. And right now they're just blank plated. We're going to have our front left and our front right, and then our surround left and our surround right. And then at the back of the room, this is one giant open concept space. We have the dining room right where you guys are, where the camera is. And then at the back of the room, we have the kitchen. These type of spaces are becoming more and more common, open concept, and we really need to spread the audio throughout the entire room and treat the system as one giant space. So we're going to be installing an additional set at the rear of the room, and it's going to be a 7-channel system. So a total of 6 in-ceiling speakers, and we're going to be using the brand new RBH in-ceiling speakers that feature their AMT tweeters. So this system is just going to scream. Well, guys, that is an introduction to the bulk of what we're going to be doing today. I don't want to give away all the nuggets. I do have some additional upgrades coming down the road, but today the main goal is going to be to get our new soundbar mounted, get all our in-ceiling speakers in, and then fix the acoustics in the space. Let's go! Let's just hope my wife doesn't come down right now and see this thing. Oh my God. Look at this, guys. Oh my God. She's huge. Looks good. Looks mean. Big boy toy. So right now, the guys are working on getting the measurements right for our TV installation. So what we did is we measured the height of the soundbar, and now they are accommodating for that. They've already adjusted these up a little bit higher from the positioning before, and now they're just getting the perfect height so that we have zero gap between the TV and the soundbar. We want to make sure that it looks as clean as possible, and to achieve that, we just need to be very, very precise with our measurements. So right now you can see John just marked out with a pencil kind of where we're going to need to drill our pilot hole, and then we can start drilling right into the stone. What we use are these screws called Tapcons, guys. Let me go back here to the rear of the room. You can see some of the ones that we used previously. Tapcons are great. You drill a hole, and then essentially it's kind of self-tapping. The screw threads are a little bit wider than the pilot hole you drill, so it just fits in nice and snug. We're going to use longer ones for the new installation and just freshies, but Tapcons are great. And I highly recommend them for stone and concrete installs. So what happened right there, guys, is John just used the bit to put the pilot hole in, and now he's just gonna screw in the Tapcon until tight. Puppy's not going anywhere. Nice. So essentially, guys, we just rinsed and repeated on all 4 holes. Now we're ready to mount the TV. All right, guys, now we're over here. As you can see, John just got the baling attached to the back of the television. This is perfect, right next to our HDMI ports, so that we can connect HDMI out right there into our television. Make sure to remember the HDMI port that you're on, so you can program in the control system, and then our cat cable, once we test it, we'll just plug right in. Easy peasy. So right now what the guys are trying to do is just hook those little hooks onto the TV mount that's bolted into our stone. And as you can see, it just clicked in. Now we're gonna move on to our soundbar. All right, guys, I'm moving right along with this installation. Got the TV actually physically up on the mantle. Huge accomplishment. Has fitted our massive RVH left, right, and center speaker. And now the guys are working on getting our TV power connected, high voltage power, in addition to HDMI to our baling, which is gonna send the signal over the Cat 6 cable back to our rack, so that then we can plug it into our Marantz Cinema 30. All right, we're moving along. All right, guys, I wanted to give you a little behind the scenes. So this is the Great Room TV cat cable. It was just plugged into the switch. I'm gonna put a tester on it, and the guys are just re-terminating it right now. We're using wiring scheme B. So that's the rack side. Now I'm gonna take you guys upstairs to the formal, where you can see the guys are working on terminating the other side B. Oddly enough, the home builder had this pre-wired and terminated A, which is more of a wiring schematic for commercial. So we're gonna switch it over to B. So what Joel did is he just lined up all of the wiring for the schematic B, and he's gonna slide on our fitting and then just compress down the fitting with the shielding, and then we'll test it just to make sure that everything's good. Okay. So now we'll throw our tester, which is here, on it. Just like that. And then we're gonna hit the data test. And it looks like we had one set of strands, 7 and 8 fail. I'm just gonna push it in a little more, just make sure we're solid. Test it one more time. And it passed. Okay, so it's just that it was loose. It's important that every single strand passed, guys. If not, your baling won't work. Cool. All right, we're good. Moving along. So right now, we're going cat to our baling, and then out of our baling, HDMI into the TV. And then next, we'll throw up our soundbar. All right, now the fun part, guys. The soundbar. Yep, and this soundbar is going to be the same width as the TV. It should look really clean once we button everything up. So now the guys just have to, we're going to spend some time making all our connections. Probably need a couple little shims because this is a reclaimed piece of wood. It's not perfectly flat or level. And then make all our connections. But as you can see, Joel and John did a wonderful job of just making sure that TV is mounted super close to our bar. Looks really nice and clean. So now it's just a matter of connecting up each of our speaker wires. Look guys, these things here are an absolute lifesaver for terminating speaker wire. They're banana pins and they're just stupid fast. Watch this. So literally guys, all you're doing is pulling back your lever like this, sliding your wire in, and snap. You're finished. Hence the name of the company, Speaker Snap. Very easy way to terminate your wiring. Now we're going to be connecting up each terminal like that. Just going to step back so you guys can see in there. See how easy that was? Now I'm going to rinse and repeat onto the next terminal. So we're going to use this for our front right or front left. It really doesn't matter until I go to connect it the amp. But typically in low voltage, we'll use our green wire for black, and we'll use our white wire for red. And we're just gonna connect up. Up. We have one more that's going on the front left over there. Not sure if you guys can see that one or not. It's way back in there. We move this. Yeah, you guys should be able to see back in there a little bit. Red to red, black to black. I'm just gonna hook these up there, being sure not to knock the speaker off. Beautiful. Now that we have all of our speaker terminals connected, give you guys an overview here, take you up close. Now, if I did want to biamp this, I could remove my biamp clips and run high and low on both. Just like that. Okay, we're ready to slide it back. Alright guys, so right now it's really the devil's in the details. We just want to make sure that everything is perfectly level with earth and with the TV, and we're also going to toe the speaker down just a hair because of how high it is over the mantle. I want to ensure that we're getting best performance to the target seating area, although these bigger AMT tweeters have plenty of dispersion. We're just trying to really dial in the soundbar and make sure that it looks perfect. moving right along. As you can see, now we have all of our overhead speakers installed, our fronts and our mids, and now we're moving on to our surround back speakers, which are going to be located in the kitchen. This is going to be a multi-purpose zone, so I'll be configuring it as not only Dolby Atmos, but multi-channel stereo in many different situations, just so that I can have nice, relaxing music going throughout the entire space. We are going to be using, in the kitchen, the 815R speaker from RBH. So now we have our soundbar that has our left, right, and center, as well as our overhead surrounds, Atmos, Dolby Atmos effects, and now I'm moving on to the rear of the room. Potentially, down the road, I may try to add in some low-level effects down here at ear level, but for now, I'm just sticking with all in ceiling. All right, moving on. As you can see, Joel's here at the rear of the room. He just pulled down one of the speakers. We had some existing speakers in place, but we're going to be upgrading those puppies. And we'll just be swapping them out and cutting larger holes. Let's go! We have our front soundbar hooked up with the TV and Balin feeding everything back to our Marantz Cinema 30. We got our overhead Atmos speakers put in addition to the rear ceiling surround speakers. So we're going to be configuring this right now as a 5.0.4. So 4 Atmos, 5-channel bed layer. Down the road, I'll be adding in subwoofers as well, but for now, I'm just going to run a full range and kind of see what these speakers got. I think we're going to get some nice mid-range and good treble throughout this entire space, so I'm interested to hear it as is. I got some new RBH on walls coming that are going to go over here mounted to the walls left and right, but for right now, we're just going to run it as is. So we're running a tone test through the AVR to just make sure every single speaker is working, and then we're going to go into the speaker layout and do our configuration. Moving along. Alright guys, now John is working on programming in our URC. You can see we have a controller over here that's downloading right now. John is a master programmer. Alright Dream Media family, that is a wrap on our installation today. We have completed the installation of the RBH 8400 soundbar, as well as their brand new architectural in-ceiling speakers with those AMT tweeters. All of my highs are coming through really super clean now, and the distributed audio throughout the space sounds absolutely even throughout every inch of this open concept space. From the formal to the dining and kitchen now, it sounds very full and clean. I don't have to crank up that Sonos soundbar anymore and blast everybody out in this room just to hear it over here in the kitchen. That was a huge issue, and I was really excited to replace the system with RBH. Now, my treble mid-range is also coming through nice and tight and punchy, but I am lacking bass. So I wanted to tease you guys a little bit. In the next video in this series, we are actually going to be installing RBH's brand new on-wall dual 12 subs, which we've already pulled out right here. I just wanted to give you guys a run through of where we ended in this last project. So what I did to supplement the bass prior to filming this next video in the series is I installed Sonos amps or Sonos subs and tied them in wirelessly through the Sonos app to supplement the bass throughout this space. But it's not really up to my standards. Obviously, I hear so many killer systems throughout the entire country of projects that we've completed for you guys that now my level of expectation is like way up here. So Sonos is good for like a bedroom. As an example, in my primary bedroom right now, I'm running a 5.2.2 Dolby Atmos system with Sonos, utilizing their Sonos Arc, in addition to 2 surrounds with the Fruition Designs in-wall enclosures housing 2 of my Era 100s, which was a very unique installation. So it's wireless surround sound that's hardwired in with high voltage power. And then we have 2 subwoofers next to our nightstands. So in a system like that, where you're really engulfing yourself in the experience, and it's a room that you're not utilizing for critical listening for music and movies, Sonos is wonderful. I absolutely love the platform and the UI, but when it comes to their performance of audio, there's no competition between RBH and Sonos. So in upcoming videos, we are going to take this system to the next level. So stay tuned. If you guys like this video, be sure to give me a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button down below for more. Till next time, this is Zach with Dream Media Home Theater. Thank you for watching.